It has come to our attention that the Kenya Revenue Authority and other government agencies have, despite the declaration of Section 84 as being unconstitutional, have continued to deduct and remit to the Kenya Revenue Authority the housing levy. There is no legal basis to deduct the housing levy, and this action amounts to contempt of court and arbitrary imposition of tax. The Law Society of Kenya shall immediately commence contempt of court proceedings against the Commissioner General of the Kenya Revenue Authority, as well as against all accounting officers and employers who have unlawfully deducted the housing levy. We call upon all employees who have suffered this illegal deduction to get in touch with the Law Society through our email address, and we will share the same, and share their salary payslips to facilitate the filing of the application seeking refund of the illegally deducted dues. The payslips will be redacted to conceal identity details that can be used to identify and possibly punish any employees that furnish us with such details.
And the President and all the officers in government have taken an oath to protect the Constitution of Kenya. We are therefore worried when we see a trend emerging within government where court orders are not complied with, and where whenever Kenyans are exercising their rights, including the right to peacefully protest, that the police appear to be using excessive force. This can only lead us to one conclusion, that there is an informal government policy to restrict the rights of Kenyans. There is a government policy not to comply with court orders that the government does not agree with. And we are concerned that if we continue in this manner, then the administration of law going to courts will lose meaning, and it will get to a point where ordinary members of the public will decide to take law into their own hands to deal with situations or any conflicts that they may have. And we want to take this very, very early opportunity to urge the government to desist from this willful disobedience of court orders, from this willful disobedience and disregard of the provisions of the Constitution and the law for the sake of all of us.
We further implore the Kenya Revenue Authority and other accounting officers to take note that currently there is no law authorizing the implementation of the housing levy. Taxes cannot be collected in the absence of an enabling legislation. The disregard of court orders will, if unchecked, lead to a breakdown of law and order. We remind the government that it has an obligation to ensure that the rule of law is promoted and not compromised. The Law Society of Kenya wishes to also condemn, in the strongest terms possible, the willful disregard to the law being demonstrated by government agencies.